Javlaji, Shrimati Santwana Bhattacharya, Ms. Lakshmi Menon, Ms. Kaveri Bamzai, esteemed Devis who are going to be honored today, ladies and gentlemen, Elavarkum Ente Vandanam. This is how we greet people in Kerala. I am delighted to speak to this august audience on the occasion of presentation of the Devi Awards instituted by the New Indian Express Group. First, my hearty congratulations to all the winners of this award, which recognize and honors exceptional women who display dynamism and innovation in their chosen fields across various sectors. I understand that the New Indian Express has so far organized 29 events of Devi Awards and has honored 310 winners who continue to inspire, influence, and ignite millions through their success and dedication. This is the 30th edition of Devi Awards, which celebrates not merely these extraordinary women, but it celebrates innovation and resilience. I hope the ladies who are honored today will not look upon these awards as culmination of their achievement, but they will go forward with their creative work and as role models will continue to inspire particularly younger women. Our cultural tradition attaches great significance to the celebration of excellence. Utsaven bina yasmat sthapanam nishfal bhavet. Without celebrations, no efforts or resolution bear fruit. When excellence is celebrated, the energy of everybody participating in the celebration is appended to it, and we feel great. The decisions we make in our life are often driven by our psychology. It is eminently appropriate that the organizers have chosen contribution of women in the making of Great Bharat as a topic for discussion on this occasion. The story of India's rise to preeminence through economic progress and development in the modern era would be incomplete without acknowledging the tireless efforts and trailblazing achievements of our women. Women in India have defied odds, transcended barriers, and redefined excellence in areas that range from agriculture to aerospace and from grassroots leadership to global business empires. At a time when India's Amrit Yatra towards Viksit Bharat of 2047 has gathered greater momentum, the nation looks forward to greater contributions from our women. Our faith in Nari Shakti has time and again been voiced by Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, extolling the contribution of women power in the march towards prosperity. He reminded us about the need to focus on women-led development instead of women development. The accomplishments and contributions of the Devis who have been honored, who are going to be honored today, tells us that these daughters of Bharat are moving ahead with full determination and energy to steer India into the 21st century. The greatness of their contribution has to be evaluated against certain social realities of contemporary India, which believes that gender equality is a precondition both for making the Viksit Bharat a reality and for promoting sustainable development and building good governance. Equality is not just the right thing to do, it is smart economics. How can an economy achieve full potential if it ignores, sidelines, or fails to invest in half of its population? When it comes to formal workforce, the participation of women in Indian economy at 23% is dismal. But women participation in agricultural operations is 55 to 66%. Similarly, among the 12 million self-help groups, 88% are exclusively led by women, and they hold 45.6% of Panchayat Raj positions in the country. This augurs well for our democracy, where women have played very important roles in steering India's political and social landscapes. It is important to bear in mind that your achievements mean not only breaking the glass ceilings, and these glass ceilings, they have always not been there. These ceilings came into existence during the period of our decline and fall. So you are doing, I would like to applaud you, not simply for your achievements, but also for reviving the ancient cultural heritage of India, which views both women and men as potentially divine and does not permit any discrimination based on gender. The highest Indian ideal is integration of personality, that is ekatmata, which helps an individual to reconcile with her own self, with the society and the supreme spirit. World over, cultures and civilizations were defined either by the color of the skin or language or faith tradition. But Indian civilization and culture, our thought leaders, 1,000 years back, they refused to take these characteristics to define Indian culture. Indian culture has been defined by Atma or self, and that is the reason why Adi Shankara, who established 4 mutts in different regions of the country, and credit is given to him for creating new awareness about cultural and spiritual unity of India. But the unity does not come from buildings. What is important is the 4 Mahavakyas, 4 statements from 4 Vedas which he gave to the 4 mutts which he established in different regions. Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahma, Tattvamasi, you are that, I am Atma Brahma, the self is Brahma, the supreme spirit, Prajnanam Brahma, and the consciousness, Chetna, is the supreme spirit. And the important thing why I am mentioning this is that Atma is gender neutral. Atma is not identified either as masculine or feminine. And so is the case in our cultural tradition. So is the case with the intellect. The god of intellect, that is Buddha Dev, who was the love child of Tara and moon, he was cursed by the husband of his mother, that is Brihaspati, to be a neuter. So the important thing is here is that Atma, which is the common inheritance of men and women, everybody, and intellect, intelligence, they both are gender neutral. Therefore, nobody can claim that one gender has any special right or privilege over it. If we look at the ancient India with regards to women's education and women's participation, we find that our culture viewed knowledge, prosperity, and power as feminine attributes, and we adored them as such. Our ancient books and classics are replete with such references. The Geet Govinda starts with a verse which tells us that when a sky is overcast with clouds, when the path ahead of us is strewn with black trees, when it is all night time, when we feel that the whole earth is shrunk from under our feet, even the strongest of men, that is Shri Krishna, becomes fearful and timid and puts himself in charge of Shri Radha. This is what Gita Govinda says, Megher Meduram Ambaram Vanbhuva Shama Tamal Gurume Naktam Phirurayam Tomev Tadimam Radhe Graham Prapya Itham Nanda Nideshata Chaliteho Irtyadva Kunja Durumam Radha Madhav Yor Jayanti Yamna Kule Raha Kelia. Well, you see, there is how the poet is idolizing women. But during the period of our decline, we stopped at theoretical idealization and did not follow it in the practical field. But I should say, in fairness to our government and various non-official organizations, philanthropic institutions, that they have brought about a renaissance in women's education. We are thankful to them all for their efforts in bringing about a transformation in the women's world. As I said earlier, Indian culture is based on a universal vision, which does not view a person in terms of variable and alienable characteristics such as caste, creed, color, language, and gender. Instead, it views human beings in terms of the invariable and inalienable characteristic, that is Atma, the self, which is the common inheritance of all of us. And I feel that the unique contribution of the Indian culture is that it has divinized humanity and has humanized the divinity. And since today is the day when we are going to honor these extraordinary achievers, therefore it will be appropriate if I mention about two great women of our history. the message which they have given, how their mind worked, and what contributed to their greatness. After the Mahabharata war was over, a few years after that, the elders of the family, Dhritarashtra, Gandhari, Mother Kunti, they decided to go to forest. The Pandavas tried to dissuade them, but they did not listen to them. Finally, they walked with them some distance to say adieu. After going some distance, Mother Kunti stopped and she addressed Yudhishthira. She told him, Nirvat Swa Kuru Shresht Bhim Siya Divisa Dharmete Dhyatam Buddhi Mansate Mahadastucha. You have certain responsibility on your shoulders. You have to discharge your duties as rulers. Therefore, now take your brothers and go back to the capital, and we will walk to the forest. And while the instruction which she gives, and just two small lines, Dharmete Dhyatam Buddhi, your reason must be established in righteousness, and your heart should be big enough to accommodate everybody. Similarly, another great woman of our history, Draupadi, when all her 5 sons were killed by Ashwatthama, and she was lamenting and she was crying, Arjun comes and tries to console her and tells her that Draupadi, stop crying, I am going and I will bring the head of Ashwatthama on a platter so that you are consoled. As soon as Arjun turned his back to go in search of Ashwatthama, Draupadi, this comes from the Srimad Bhagavad, Draupadi caught his hand, stopped him, and she told him, Ma rodid asse janni Gautami pati devta yatha ahim mitvatsa arta rodin me shiru mukhi moho. Arjun, don't do that. I don't want Mother Gautami, that is wife of Dronacharya, to become childless like me. And she also lament like me. She cries like me. So don't do this. These are the not just I have referred to them because we are going to honor today these extraordinary lady achievers. But these are the principles which are good for anybody. We have to be, and elsewhere also, this view is endorsed by the Upanishads also. Yove bhuma tat sukham na alpe sukham asti. The peace, the comfort, the happiness is in being broad-minded, is in being accommodating everybody, not in narrow-minded approach of the things. And I am sure that let me because this, as I have said so many times, that we are going to celebrate these achievers. So what our tradition tells those who are successful and who are great achievers. Lord Krishna tells Arjuna in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Ishtan bhogan hiva deva das yante yagya bhavita te dattan apirdaya ebhya ya bhunkte istena eva sa. You work very hard. You put your heart and soul together. You work to attain your desired objects, success, everything. But the Lord tells Arjuna that what you have earned by dint of your hard labor, if you enjoy it without sharing it with others, then he says that person who enjoys it without giving back anything to the society or without sharing these blessings with others, then such a person, this person has not looted from somewhere. He has not stolen anything. Whatever he has or she has been earned through dint of hard labor. But Lord Krishna tells Arjuna that such a person, if he enjoys his own attainments without sharing it with others, then at best such a person can be described as a robber, as a thief. So we have a duty and we must be aware of this. And I have already complimented you that these are not merely your personal achievements. You have broken these glass ceilings and you are, in a way, you are contributing a great deal to revive our ancient glorious traditions as far as women are concerned. I would like to thank you for giving me a patient hearing. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Arif bhai, no, because normally I have to be very cautious when no, I can't say that Arif because मेरी संस्कृति वो नहीं है Arif कहना सिर्फ आपने you have spoken so well, but don't you think the leaders like you in your own community where you come from, because the current debate, if we go into current debate, don't you think that India is lacking scholars, like India is now lacking Muslim scholars like you who are there, and no women Muslim leader who we can call the national Muslim leader. What's the reason for that?
Unfortunately,
Mike, sir.
Don't think that I am disagreeing with you, but unfortunately we cannot discuss any subject without putting these labels of community, etc., etc. I am born in a Muslim family, but I am not I consider myself Suto va Sut Putro, Vayo va Kova Bhavam Meham, Deva Yattam Kule Janma Mada Yattantu Paurusham. In which family I am born, this is something which is decided by the destiny. Deva Yattam. What I do with myself, that is the question of Purusharth. That is, all depends on my spirit, on my industry, on my effort. That depends on that. So, you know it very well. Not now. Even in 1980, when somebody put 1980, my first year in Parliament, no, 1981, my second year in Parliament and first year as Deputy Minister for Information and Broadcasting. They asked me twice, they asked me, as minority representative. Third time when he put this question, then I told him, I said, I have been elected by Kanpur, which has hardly 11% Muslim population. Hardly 11%. So there I was going to everybody, trying to identify myself with every section of the population. When I went to the young people, I told them that I started as a student activist. When I went to the farmer people who are engaged in, I told them that I'm son of a farmer, I come from a farming family. To the advocates, I said, I have done my law. I really did not start my practice, but I am a trained lawyer. So I tried to identify myself with everybody. And after reaching Delhi, I become leader of one community. I am not saying so now. 1980 printed interview is still available. So I said, please do not embrace me and to say something more. Therefore, I am ready to reply to any question, even ready to discuss the communities, but I do not view myself as representing any particular community. Muslims have as much right over me as other Indians have right over me. Not that I am denying. No, they have every right over me.
You are absolutely right. I
Yes.
asked you national leaders, not minority leaders. I
Huh.
said national leader.
Huh.
So I knew what I was asking you. Arif Mohammad Khan is known as a national Muslim leader or Muslim conciliator. National comes first.
Yes.
I am saying similar national Muslim leaders.
No, what is your question?
Question is why are you missing the nationalistic, like in other community, majority community also there are not many nationalist leaders. Similarly, in your community also scholars like you and everybody else in the past, Maulana Azad and anybody, why are we missing those kind of leaders now?
Acha, we are missing those kind of leaders. I think then we can't blame any community, we have to blame ourselves. That we have not been able to provide right kind of education. For instance, I will tell you, soon after independence, I was born after independence, there was a lot of resistance against the modern education. But now there is no resistance. And even in the case of, I know for sure, my village in Bulandshahr district is on the bank of Ganga. On the other side of Ganga, the next district starts. So it is the remotest part of the Bulandshahr. From my small village, more than 50 young girls, they bicycle their way to the college, which is at a distance of 8 kilometers. So today, what we need is to create more opportunities, more facilities, because I know for sure that people try when people started sending particularly their girls to the school, there was a lot of opposition. But the parents refused to listen to it. So change is happening, not that change is not happening.
Difficult to forecast how you became a famous person, how you became a famous personality. Because you are identified with fighting for the women, minority, women rights, and you resigned. You are the only minister who resigned for a cause. So do you think in 1984, I think 86, 83, 86 when you resigned, do you think situation is worse or better for the right, for the cause you fought?
The situation never remains the same. Either it deteriorates or it improves. I see, despite many reports in the newspapers to the contrary, I feel that there is a lot of improvement. In 1986, even very educated people, they were not even ready to look at my speech. And they just believe that I have said something against Islam. But to the extent, I have said it even earlier, to the extent that in 87, 88, 89, my own relatives would come to invite me. There is some function in the family, marriage or something. And at the time of leaving, they will say in my ear, send the family, you do not come.
I'll follow this question with you now. I'll follow up this question because since you are a governor, I can't ask you direct political
No,
question.
you can ask any question. There is no
I
problem.
can't ask you about BJP. Why are you fighting Kerala government there all the time? You are the only governor fighting every day.
No, I'm not fighting the Kerala government at all. What I'm doing is that legally, I have told them that if you give one single instance where I have tried to interfere in the administration or in the work of the government, I will put in my papers within minutes. But legally speaking, the responsibility to run the universities is with the chancellor. That is a power which has been given by the assembly of every state. What they wanted was, they wanted to use me like a rubber stamp to have men of their choices as vice chancellors, which they had been having for the last so many years. But started asserting my authority.
We have got former Chief Justice Mr. Lalit is here in front of us, and there are other judges also. They are sitting here.
Okay.
I was discussing with him. I just go back to women question. It's a very political, personal question I am asking you. When you resigned, because Rajiv Gandhi was seen as a very modern, thinking, secular person. When you resigned, you must have gone to him. Did he say something? If you can't disclose here.
No. I think I have already disclosed. He was very
Which
nice.
you have not disclosed.
He was very nice to me. He tried to persuade me to withdraw my resignation. But that happened in the evening. Before that, so many people. In the morning, right from the morning till about 4 o'clock, I was made to sit in the room next to the Prime Minister's room. First Arun Singh Ji, then all those ministers under whom I had served as a junior minister, and finally Narasimha Rao Ji. And it was at that time when Narasimha Rao Ji, he did not mean anything bad. He was just being nice to me. He said even Shabano has changed. And she has said that she does not want to avail this facility. So why you should? So I said, sir, I am not fighting for Shabano. This has become necessary for me because I spoke in Parliament for 57 or 59 minutes defending the judgment of the Honorable Supreme Court, both on the basis of the Constitution and the law, and also I quoted profusely from Quran and Hadith showing that the law, I'm not saying Supreme Court, the law, because Supreme Court merely gave a judgment in accordance with the existing law. So therefore, if the law requires an action, in the case of destitution, if the woman does not have, after divorce, if she does not have the means to keep her body and soul together, then in such cases, if the law provides that the former husband should pay this amount, then there is nothing against the religion, because religion in any case, Quran is saying very clearly whether the person is destitute or is not destitute. Quran is saying walil mutallaqati mata'um bil ma'ruf haqqan 'alal muttaqin. And even for the divorced woman, provision should be made. This is a duty on the righteous. So you remember what was the stand which was taken for the by the personal law board? They said this is for the righteous people, not for ordinary run of Muslims. So these ridiculous arguments.
I asked you a question about Rajiv Gandhi's reaction.
Rajiv Ji basically, for Rajiv Ji, I think it was very embarrassing, because the day I spoke in Parliament, he sent me a letter I reached home, and within about half an hour, I received a 2-line letter from him congratulating me. What a brilliant performance. And everybody is praising your speech. And then he took the U-turn. So it was a bit embarrassing for him. So what he could have said, therefore he did not meet me.
He appreciated your speech first. Then
not just appreciated verbally, he wrote a letter to me. And he has written, today you can go to the Home Minister and see the file. What he told me, because I was at that time in the Home Ministry.
Yeah, you had
Ministry of State for Home Affairs. He wrote on the file. He said, no compromise can be made with these fundamentalist people.